Canadian government is still lying to us. From Joly to Anand to Carney, they've all repeated the same lie.
Which is why we have an arms embargo.
Canada is not exporting arms or parts to Israel because they've cancelled permits. But a new report released on Tuesday by the PYM and 3 other groups shows how Canada ships munitions, parts, and explosives to the US, which are then sent to Israel. This line about ending permits is very intentional because the Canadian government has actually sectioned off over $1 billion worth of arms deals outside of the regular permit and regulation systems. This keeps these contracts secret, allowing politicians to spin whatever story they want, all the while keeping the money flowing into the pockets of their buddies in the arms industry. And this report uncovers just a small fraction of these secret deals. They track Canadian-made parts and explosives to US arms manufacturers where they're incorporated into artillery shells, 2,000-pound bombs, and F-35 fighter jets, all of which have been key weapons for Israel as it destroys Gaza. To give a particularly shocking example, Honeywell in Mississauga has been the sole supplier of the power and thermal management controllers for Lockheed Martin's F-35 fighter jets. Lockheed calls this component the heart of the F-35 jets, and they're in every single F-35, including the F-35I, which Israel uses. This means that every F-35 that flew over Gaza in the past 2 years, the heart of those jets has been made in Canada. All of this was not only known by the Canadian government, but they actively coordinated these weapons deals with US manufacturers. Despite the so-called ceasefire, despite Carney's empty recognition of Palestinian statehood, Israel has continued its terror against the people of Palestine. Since signing the ceasefire deal on October 10th, Israel has violated over 500 times. They've killed over 342 civilians, including 67 children. Released with this report was a bill from NDP MP Jenny Kwan, which aims to amend arms deals regulations and bring these secret deals into the regular permit system. Already, the Parliament has railed against this bill for threatening the profits of Canadian arms manufacturers. Back in 2018, a similar bill was put forward, and the CEO of one of Canada's biggest weapons lobbies came to the Senate and cried about her profit margins. She talked about the privileged position of Canadian arms manufacturers, claiming that regulations would, quote, put at risk at least $1 billion per year for these companies. This is what the government's concerned about, the profit margins of arms companies. We've been told for 2 years to write our MPs, to beg the ruling class to stop the slaughter, but this has not worked. What this report makes crystal clear is that the interests of the Canadian government align only with the interests of the Canadian ruling class. And those interests are strictly to make profit, defend their profit, and to make more profit. We can't end secret deals by asking or legislating the government to not keep secrets. But the most important thing this report shows is that we can actually stop this. The working class are the ones who work at the docks, who drive the trucks, who keep this network of transportation running. Look at Italy, where the workers shut down the ports and refuse to ship any weapons to Israel. This is what's needed in Canada. This starts first and foremost with the unions, and with the Newfoundland Federation of Labour and the Ontario Federation of Labour both recently passing hot cargo kills resolutions. We've taken a great step forward, but what's needed right now is not just words, but action. These resolutions must be made binding so that no weapons bound for Israel, whether through the United States or otherwise, are touched by Canadian workers. The working class has the power to end Canada's complicity in this genocide. What's needed is to spread the hot cargo kills campaign and organize to shut down the Canadian war machine.